Welcome to the Underground Nation podcast, where raw talent, real stories, and the voices rising from beneath the surface finally get heard. Tonight's episode dives into the mind of an artist who has built mystery into identity and turned anonymity into impact. Hailing from Portland, Oregon, DJ NoFace is more than a masked electronic performer. He is a symbol, a statement, and an experience. Known for immersive, high-energy sets and a philosophy that challenges the way we see ourselves and each other, NoFace has created a movement rooted in reflection, emotion, and connection. His message is simple, yet powerful. I am you, and you are me. Joining us for this journey is your host, Feral Minx, as she takes us beyond the visuals, beyond the sound, and deep into the philosophy behind the mask. This is not just a conversation about music. This is a conversation about identity, truth, energy, and what it really means to be seen. Please welcome to the Underground Nation podcast, DJ NoFace.
All right. What's going on, Underground Nation? Welcome back to Underground Nation podcast, the home for raw stories, real voices, and the artists who live beyond the algorithm. I'm your host, Feral Minx, and today we've got a guest who doesn't show his face, but somehow manages to show more truth than most people ever do. Today's guest is DJ NoFace, a masked electronic artist out of Portland, Oregon, known for high-energy, immersive sets and a philosophy that flips the entire idea of identity on its head. NoFace doesn't hide behind a mask. He uses it as a mirror. His message is simple but powerful. I am you, and you are me. This isn't just EDM. This isn't just dubstep. This is psychology, emotion, community, and chaos, all colliding on the dance floor. So tonight, we're going behind the mask, not to reveal the face, but to reveal the mind. Underground Nation, give it up for NoFace. Hey, how are you?
Good. I'm good. It's a Monday, so we're just here. We're vibing.
That is great. That is awesome. So yeah, today's been a hectic day. It's been a day.
Yes, it has. I agree.
But I am so glad to have you here and actually be able to do this because I personally obviously have been a fan. You kind of caught me red-handed there.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it so much. I really do. I thank everybody all the time for just kind of all of what's kind of going on and everything that's perspiring. So
that's great. Yeah, that's awesome. Really is. I wasn't expecting that, I'm so glad that it happened and we got to actually sit down and do this. So let's start at the beginning. Before NoFace existed, who were you as a human being? What was happening in your life that led to creating this masked identity?
Yeah, no. I mean, so I would say just as like a creation sort of thing along those lines is I've seen the music scene. I've been around the music scene for a long time now. I kind of started, raving, quote unquote, and being a part of all that about 2026, about 10 years now, actually, is when we're at the 10-year mark. So I fell in love with it way back when, and I loved every second of it. And I saw so many of my friends kind of like do their thing and like move, be a part of the scene and become DJs themselves and become music producers. And I just, it was one of those things where I was like, I just don't think I have the ability, have the time, have the energy, have the want or drive. And just as time kind of went on, the more I just started falling in love with it, started enjoying it more, really was like, wait a minute, like I'm connecting on different levels than what I think my other friends are connecting on. So I was like, we're going to try this. But the biggest thing I saw were my friends didn't have time to themselves. It was a constant just people coming up and talking to them, wanting to be around them, thinking that because you're friends with a DJ, you get to be, in with someone else and just kind of that whole thing, which that is there. Don't get me wrong. Like that network is a big thing, which again, I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am without my friends who also, produce and DJ and whatnot. But yeah, I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I don't really want that. Like I enjoy the fact that like, if you look at big DJs, right? If you look at Excision, Solving King, Kaiwachi, any of those guys, they go in the crowd and they just kind of get mobbed. Like they just get, they can't walk through a crowd or walk through a crowded area without people knowing exactly who they are. Whereas like someone like ATLiens or a lot of your other masked people, they get to take that off and be just normal fucking people. They just get to be normal, like Hannah Montana sort of vibes. So
yeah, I get you. Blending in, the capability of not being famous when you don't want to.
Exactly. So I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do this, that's going to be my route. That's going to be my whole thought process of how I'm going to do everything, how I want to make sure that I do everything. Because I do get to still live my life. I get to go and do whatever I want, sort of thing. Mostly people that don't even know that they have actually met me, and they wouldn't have any thought. I had no idea. So it's a ton of fun, actually.
That's great. That's fucking that's awesome, actually. Where did the idea of a mask as a mirror come from? Was that philosophy intentional from day one, or did it evolve over time?
No, it definitely evolved over time. It definitely was like day one was the thought of just, I mean, I feel like everybody when they're starting has to think to themselves, okay, how am I going to be unique? Well, one of the easiest ways is a mask. And this mask in particular, don't get me wrong. I will always say that ATLians are my uncles because, it's the closest thing. But no, it evolved. It really kind of, I had a friend who, she just asked me one day, she's like, what is NoFace? Like, who are you? Like, don't give me like the normal thing of like who you are, but like, what is this? And it took me months to kind of figure out what was the plan, what was the deeper meaning to what I'm doing. And that's what kind of came into the thought process was that, honestly, as much as I do put my personality out there and I put my wants and my wishes and everything like that, I do really hope that people kind of take what I do and kind of reflect back on themselves and kind of get an idea of like, okay, like what can I take from, not just me, but, what can I take from everything? And just kind of mirror myself, mirror each other.
Right. I get that. It's sometimes people want to see a mirror. They want to see a face in the mirror, or sometimes they don't. It's giving them the option.
It's a difficult thing to actually sit there and, actually look at everything and look at what's going on. So, and look at yourself. So yeah, no, that's the challenge. That's the challenge with all of this is I challenge everyone to kind of take that time and take that energy.
Yeah, that's facts. Take the energy. Do you remember the first time you performed as NoFace? Did it feel empowering or terrifying?
It was terrifying. Like, don't get me wrong. So, okay, a little bit of background. I've only been doing this for about a year now. Actually, my year day of this project was January 5th of last year. Again, I've only been doing this for a year.
That's great.
Yeah. So
you're slaying.
Thank you. My first show I ever did was June for just a kind of like was back in June just for a renegade pop-up sort of thing out in Portland. And so I just jumped on. I was like, hey, like I knew the sound guy. The sound guy was like, well, I know the guy throwing it. Like, let's get you on. Let's get you going. Because like, you've been a bedroom DJ for too long. I was like, all right, cool. I've only been doing this for 6 months, but yeah, sure. So during that time, my mask, like the eyes were different. I had plastic pieces in the eyes and I couldn't see an inch past my face. I could see the board. I couldn't see anything else. So like that show was terrifying because I could not see how the crowd was feeling. I could not see the crowd. I could not see anything that was going on. I could hear, which is great. But yeah, no, it was definitely a terrifying experience. But once like I got off and kind of realized that I had the entire place like jumping and, jumping around, headbanging, the whole 9 yards, I realized that like, I did what I needed to do. So yeah, corny.
No, it's not corny. I mean, honestly, that's a real good answer, truthfully. I mean, you had to get in there, hey, sometimes you fake it till you make it. It doesn't matter if you can see them. You got to, tune in, use your other senses, vibe with it. Yeah, I mean, it's still scary. I can get that. I have stage fright. I mean, I may be fine like this, but I promise I get stage fright. I feel you.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing that I really do enjoy about this is like you can. I am pretty expressive, but like again, you can't see what I'm saying, what I'm doing, what I'm like, or I guess, yeah, but I get to kind of hide a little bit and it's fun.
How did people react early on? Did anyone try to convince you to drop the mask and go mainstream?
Oh, people are still do. I mean, everyone has. I mean, I have it constantly as a thing where people are like, well, let me see. And it's like, no, we got as far as once at a show that someone tried to take my mask off. And it was this, remember everybody, no means no.
That's right. No means no, people.
Exactly.
Respect it. Consent.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying. But yeah, like people still do. People still want to. I have a ton of friends who, in the very beginning, I had friends who were like, this is not going to pan out because social media doesn't push masked people because,
How wrong are they?
So far, they've been pretty wrong.
Yeah, they are so wrong. little tidbit, I myself came from the mask talk community. I like cosplay and wear a masker myself. So you're wrong. They are.
Exactly, right? 100%. But
There are lots of people that like masks up.
yes, there is. That I've been finding. Yes, there is.
Do you feel more honest as NoFace than you ever did without the mask?
Yeah, honestly, like there are days where like I do stuff and I'm like, dang, I kind of wish I had my mask on because I don't either. I just don't feel like myself because this feels more like me than I actually do sometimes by myself. Kind of got some imposter syndrome going on. We don't need to get into that. This isn't therapy.
Imposter syndrome.
But no, there's definitely a lot of times now where I'm like, hey, I feel this is me and my actual personal self is not me. There's days where I'll produce in my mask and make music in my mask just because it allows me to kind of get into everything and get into a mindset.
It's more like a character. You just feel more comfortable playing that now.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say it's kind of developed more than that. Like, I feel like my own personal self is more of a character than actually, like, my DJ persona.
I feel like we're playing Among Us. Imposter syndrome.
The underground doesn't sleep. It evolves. Welcome to Underground Nation, the app where the culture lives. Discover underground artists you've never heard, but won't forget. Read every article, unlock every podcast episode, and step inside the real treasure. Every Underground Nation magazine issue, fully digital, inside the app. Visit undergroundnation.com. Download the app today. Underground Nation, your #1 source for everything underground.
So your music feels emotional, even aggressive at times. Are you trying to make people dance or feel something they've been avoiding?
I would say both. I mean, I definitely obviously I want people headbanging, I want people raging, I want people having a good time and dancing. But like, if you were to listen to my sets, if you were to listen to some of my songs and whatnot, where most of my beginnings of everything and my endings of almost everything kind of make you think a little bit, just because I want that. I want that to I know for myself and like going to shows, like if people kind of make me think a little bit, you get a little bit, to me, that catches people's minds and their eyes more, that catches their thought process more. So yeah, almost everything I do is kind of has like a little bit to do with, I want people to think. I want people to kind of like introspect a smidge. And then let's get back to raging.
All right, let's think about it, ponder it. Okay, get up and shake around. Think about it again.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I get it. I really do. Because you see, whenever I first listen to it, I'm thinking, I'm listening, and then I'm feeling it. I'm like, all right. And then, okay, well, hey, let's process this again.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I go for.
That's great. When you're building a set, what comes first, the energy of the crowd or your internal emotional state?
The energy of the crowd. Honestly, it's but a lot of people want to talk about their own personal energy state. But if we were to go after the last year and I were to make sets off of the last year of my life, the sets would have been millennium status, cry-watchy, like just melodic dubstep sort of thought processes for the last year of my life. And so no, I don't really go off of like me, I go off of what I want to see the crowd doing. So
that could be valid. I mean, sometimes we really don't want to feed off of our personal energy.
Yeah, no. There's been a few, don't get me wrong, there's been a few songs that I've made and a few things that I have put in like sets and whatnot that do kind of like go a little bit more into that. But no, most of the time I keep to the rage and the heaviness and let people kind of just go all out.
Yeah, and you do go all out and make everybody else go all out with it.
Oh, thank you.
It's fantastic. You talk a lot about shared experience. What do you think people are actually looking for when they come to raves and shows?
Truthfully, I believe we all kind of want a home, so to speak, just a place that we can like feel like ourselves, because I feel like a part of all of us, with raves and whatnot, because it's always been this kind of like looked down upon, judged feeling of like, oh, I enjoy all this stuff. And so if you go and talk to someone that's not in the scene and that doesn't understand it and doesn't do any of that, they immediately, I feel like, jump to the wrong conclusions. So I feel like all of us that want to come to these shows and come and do this sort of stuff and be a part of this music scene just want a place to where we don't feel judged, we can be ourselves, we can just let loose, like let who we are out. Instead of holding ourselves back.
That's right. You heard it. Let loose. Don't hold back. Yep. I guess. I mean, yeah. I mean, why not? What? You're not going to go and waltz and just do a little tango. Hey, let's waltz in a rave. Let's be reserved.
You
That
know,
bass drops, you're dropping, sir. You're dropping.
with my friends, I've done it. I mean, they don't. When the bass drops, like, hey, like let's do some 4-square waltz right now, and we do. Like it's one of those things again where it's do what makes you feel good in that moment, as long as it's not hurting other people, it's not hurting yourself.
You're telling me you've waltzed in a rave?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, was there video?
No.
Was it pictures or it didn't happen?
Wouldn't show you them anyways.
That's fucking great. I would love to see that. Do you see electronic music as a form of modern therapy?
Oh, 100%. I've talked to a bunch of people about this, and we all definitely agree. And I mean, science obviously just backed it up as well. Not too long ago, there was an article. I can't remember which media it was, but there was an article about how EDM does push our brains to in different levels, more of our the ADHD, autistic side of everything. But that is a big part of it, and I have a lot of friends and family who they're 50-50 shots, and I have friends who are extremely autistic and ADHD, and they're like, I cannot do this, I can't vibe with it. And then there's the other side that are the same way, and they're like, I love this. So no, I definitely believe that EDM is therapy, even for us who don't have autism and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, 100% agree.
I agree with you on that one. Honestly, I have ADHD myself, and coming from that, and again, not every EDM is the same. Not every bass drop hits the same. You have your wubby dubbies, your itchy scratchies, there's different, and it does affect people differently. It does. But there's a science that backs that. You are so right on that. There is scientific, evidence that backs that and supports that, and it really does. I know it helps my brain focus better.
Yeah.
Until I want to get up and, I start feeling it a little too much, and then we start dancing. But you know what? That's okay. It's still therapy.
A little dance break never hurt anyone. It's okay.
Oh, that's perfect. What emotions show up the most in your audience? Release, anger, joy, grief, escape?
I mean, that's an interesting one. I mean, I would say release is a big one. Obviously, while it's going on and while we're like in the middle of everything, it's release. I don't think my music sticks to the anger. Like, it's aggressive, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if I really go towards anger like Amorphic does or anything along those lines. I don't really push for that, just because I feel like that emotion is just outdone. So
no more for you, sir. Sit down.
No, and I get it. It's great, whatever people want. But I mean, afterwards, after my sets and everything like that, I do get a bunch of people who are just like super happy and super thankful and grateful that I did play, and they were able to kind of like go crazy and get everything out that they needed. And so I would say release is probably one of the biggest ones, and then of course joy. And all that sort of stuff. So yeah.
I've noticed when I've watched you, when you go live and you get into it, I see a lot of those emotions go over you as well when you get into it. And that is great. So in a way, I kind of think the mask is mirroring on that level as well.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, honestly, I don't really have very much feedback about my lives, which, fun fact, I just found out I can't do them for a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll get to that.
No. You're going to have a few followers that are going to be disappointed.
Well, nothing like a good old shadow ban on TikTok for a little bit, so, good
Oh, goodness. Shame. But seriously, though, I mean, your lives are, you can see and feel your emotions with it. You can, and how you vibe with your partner. It's great. You guys really work great together, and your emotions show through. So, it's honestly what you're playing does kind of mirror and go back with what you're sharing with your audience and the feedback and the going.
Right. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So let's talk some real life.
Okay.
How hard is it actually being an underground DJ today?
It's
gritty. I said real. We can't real.
It's hard. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I will never ever tell someone not to go down this path. Ever. I've had multiple people come up to me and be like, "Hey, like, I want to start. Like, what do I do?" And and so I kind of have to have and I try not to go too deep with them in that moment, because most of the time when people are asking me, it's between passing and whatnot. But yeah, no, it's difficult. It's super hard if you are not 100%, and this is not something that you truly want to be a part of. DJing and for your buddies and house parties and stuff like that. Sure, that sounds like a grand time. Like, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. If you're not really into it, if you are into this and this is no, I want to make sure that this happens. There's no plan B, like a lot of us and everything like that. I kind of tell people, like, this is difficult. Like, you have to give everything that you have. There's days where I do not, I mean, no offense to you, but today was one of those days where I was just like, dude, I don't want to do any of it. Like, I just want to lay down. I've had a day. I'm upset. But it's like,
It's okay, but you know what? We're gonna dab it right there. We're gonna fist bump it. Yeah, fist bump it. We got it. I was feeling the same way, but you know what? We're gonna do it together.
We're gonna do it together, yeah. And so it's just like, you have those days where you're like, dude, I'm not like, and it's like, maybe that, you have to take those little parts and just go, okay, maybe this is going to be the only thing I do for music today, or not. I don't know, But yeah, a lot of these, I'll never tell a person not to start, but I also tell people that, hey, if you're going to do this, you have to be able to fight through those hard, difficult days. You have to be able to fight through the fact that you're not just a DJ. You're not just a music producer. You have to be a content maker. You have to be a content creator. You have to be your own manager. You have to be all this other stuff that you did not technically sign up for. Like, I didn't sign up for.
Right. No, a lot of people really don't understand the beginning. Yeah. They think, I want to be a movie star. I want to be a rock star. What about all the behind the scene people? You going to be all them too?
100%. You have to be. And I know, I have a lot of friends, and I have a lot of friends and a lot of great producers. Like, they are, oh my gosh, they should be top of the line. They should be headlining festivals. They should be up there because they are just amazing producers, amazing DJs, but they don't want to market. They don't want to do any of that. They don't want to be that. And it's like, that's fine. Like, you can allow music to, and music will speak, don't get me wrong, but with all of the rest of us out here doing the same thing, you have to find a way to push it and push more, which, I hate that I have to post so much a day just to get my name out there, but I do.
That's a very valid point right there, because
looking for bold, high-quality merch that hits harder than your next show? At Smoke and Barrel Apparel, we fire up the best in screen printing and promotional gear, crafted for bands, artists, and creators who refuse to blend in. From shirts to banners, from tour drops to custom promo runs, we've got your back with the best prices around. Learn more today at Smokin'. That's SMOKINBA.com. Official sponsor of the Underground Nation podcast, supporting the heartbeat of the underground, one print at a time. Contact Ryan Chavez for more information. Smoke in Barrel Apparel, where your brand meets the barrel.
We have a lot of that. There is more of the industry and behind the scenes in social media. So, like, do you feel the industry rewards authenticity or algorithms more?
Algorithms all day. There's no, so social media will push algorithms, right? Your followers will be there to will enjoy authenticity, right? So it's the content and the algorithms that get the followers, and then your how genuine you are is what makes them stay.
Balance, but yeah.
It is.
I
and
agree.
Most of the stuff that I post and most of my content is very much trying to get the followers and whatnot. I won't lie. I'm still trying to learn that balance, and I think that from time to time I get it right. But consistency is a big thing. A big thing. You have to be posting every day. You have to be.
Roughly the same thing around the same time, targeted to the same people. They want consistency.
I post 7 times a day across Instagram and YouTube, and it's a lot for me. It's annoying. It sucks. I hate it. It takes a lot of my time. I take days to make content, and it's hope it does what it needs to. And again, I've had things pop. Don't get me wrong. When you have that feeling when all of a sudden you're like, why do I have 20,000 views on this and so many people enjoying it? I gained 300 followers off something. It's a great feeling. It is. Mm-hmm. But it's not every single one. I've had that happen once or twice. Most of my stuff sticks around the 400, 500 views. And you kind of sit there and go, why am I still doing this? What's the freaking point? Who's looking at this, But it is very true that, it's at that point, once you kind of hit that level and hit that feelings, it is your followers coming back and going, we see you. We see how much you are grinding. It is your friends coming in saying, we see how much you put into this, which is really the only way I keep going, because I see my friends and they're all like, dude, we see you. Don't worry. Just keep going.
Unfortunately, the numbers is what makes it in the system when it comes to this. Your authenticity is basically that's your business card. That's who you are. But you have to get those business cards out there. And that's where the algorithms come in with the industry. And you got to put it out there. On a side note, there are other things, other programs and stuff and tools and aids to assist in all of the posting and preset times and stuff. Might want to...
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, and I use majority of them, and I have found my way of doing things. And don't get me wrong, I've been through the marketing classes and things along those lines to learn all of that.
Be your own marketer and manager and everything.
Yeah, and it takes a lot, but I've definitely I've used all the tools, and I'm not saying that people can't do it. I'm just saying, if you're gonna be, if I can do it, I hope that anyone else can.
I hope that anyone else can. It's not that if I can do it, you can do it. It's if I can do it, I hope you.
If you have the mental drive to do this, then I 100% do it.
There's work behind it, basically. If you're going to sign up for it, know what you are signing up for, but know what you're signing up for.
Yeah, 100%. And the fun thing is, again, as I said, I have a lot of producer friends who they make amazing music and just are so talented, but they just don't push their music. They don't really, market all that much, it's kind of nice when I come in and collab with them. I'm the one pushing it for us, and it's a very nice balance.
That's nice. It works out well when like that, when you have somebody to help you with marketing. Yeah. Have you ever felt pressure to change your sound to fit trends?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. The nice thing about being in Portland and whatnot is the dubstep scene is massive. And so you don't get it as much, mind you. But no, I have definitely been in that scene where, people like what I do and they like my persona and they like what's going on. But they're like, we don't want you to play heavy dubstep. We want you to play 140 wonky dubstep, which I don't do. That's not me. I don't enjoy it. I've had people ask me to see if I can play house music. No, automatically, no, I will not. I can't. I have had people do that, and I just tell them no, very
house music. Is it really? Come on.
But yeah, no, I've definitely had that, and I just, and don't get me wrong, my sound is a niche, but I know that there's people who enjoy that niche and want to be a part of that niche, so I keep to my authentic sound.
Keep your authenticity. Don't let people pressure you to be something different. Don't conform to the mold of society.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Absolutely. No, be you. What's harder, getting booked or staying mentally grounded once you are?
Oh, getting booked. all day. Getting booked is difficult. There is, again, there's just so many different levels of getting booked. Like, you have to, have the content to back it up and have the show to be like, hey, like, I do push out, which is what catches people's eyes, and that's what gets on their radar. But then it's the music to back it up and be like, I make this music, like, look how good it is, quote unquote, to make them go, okay, we do want you. And then on top of that, it is I've had X amount of experience, so that's why I can play for your show or festival or whatever, right? Which is, where most of us run into, most of us as bedroom DJs and whatnot don't have that. So it's where your renegades come in and things along those lines, where it's easier to get picked up and whatnot and get found, and then, obviously show that you can take your skills and abilities that you do know you have and transfer it into playing shows.
Do have skills. They are there.
Oh, of course.
They're there.
Of course. It's just, you got to be able to show that you do. But yeah, so there's a multifaceted levels and layers of trying to get booked. You have to know the right people and talk to promoters and get out and network and the whole 9 yards and be a part of the community. And it is a lot. Don't get me wrong. And truthfully, it is not what people think, in the sense of you have to go out and be, out at bars all the time and out until 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Like, it's not that. Like, I rarely go out anymore. I really don't. I kind of stay home and produce. But I know how to network, on social media. I know how to reach out, and I know how to talk to people that way.
Absolutely. The benefits of knowing the people, man, and knowing
Exactly. So once you get booked, I think for maybe the first, you'll never go against, the nerves will always be there. For my last show that I just did for when I was support for Victim, oh man, I was shaking like a chihuahua. The nerves will always be there, no matter how, I can't say always. Again, I haven't been in the scene for too long, but I would assume that, even your bigger DJs kind of hit that level to where they're like, oh my gosh, like I'm freaking out, and all that sort of stuff. But no, the mental fortitude and the mental grounding of, like, once you've gotten booked and you know that, all right, I have to create a set, I have to create a good set, I have to make sure it resonates with what I'm doing. I don't know. It's like second nature. For me, it's pretty simple and pretty easy to kind of do all that. So I would say definitely getting booked is the harder part of it.
There you go. Met you get booked, you're kind of committed there,
Oh, you have to be. Like, I have met some people that I've met some people that have had some stuff happen, like, right before a show, and they're like, nope, I'm still here, and I'm going to still push through and do what I need to, And again, there's people who are just like, no, I'm going to, something big happens, I'm going to cancel. Totally fair. That's totally okay, and that's totally fine. Obviously, I'm not saying everyone has to be going home about it, but yeah, definitely getting booked.
All right. Getting booked is most difficult. You heard it. Going to kind of steer just a slightly different path here, getting a little bit more onto the behind the scene part of the mask. So identity and ego. Be honest. Do you think some artists hide behind masks and personas because they're afraid of being judged?
Oh, yeah. I would say yes. I think, I don't know, I would say judged, not in the sense of, like, who they are and what they're doing. I would say judged. A lot of these people kind of feel like they're not good looking enough, because people want to sit here and say DJing is still a looks idea, which yes and no, but I that's a fine line. That's a real fine line that I don't really want to go down. But some of my friends who are also mask DJs, I've seen their face, they've seen mine, and they're just like, yeah, that's why I wear a mask. And I'm like, dude, like, that, if that's your sole purpose to why you're wearing a mask, I would say have a little bit more self-confidence in yourself. You are an amazing DJ. You do awesome. You make beautiful music. Like, that's what people want to hear. They don't give a crap about what you look like. They could care less, like, it's just do your thing, and so I think that's the main reason. I don't really think it's an idea of, like, being judged for, like, who they are and things along those lines. I think it truly is that I've met a good amount of people that wear masks because of what they look like.
So more of a cosmetic, personal reason. Yeah, I can understand that, and I feel like society puts that on us. Like, DJs are a hot, item there, an attractive persona and aesthetically pleasing, and I can concur with that, because they're, again, more of the front line. I see that, you have somebody who is more pleasant to look at to the eye, and you put somebody who may not be quite as appealing, but that person may be hell of a lot more talented. The other person's probably going to get the little front mask a little bit more. It's very biased. And that's not fair. I can see why more would want to wear a mask and hide behind that. I can feel that one.
And with the mask thing also, is that, and this is what I agree with, and I'm also a part of this as well, is if we make it big as mass DJs, me, other people and whatnot, that are mass DJs, it's on pure talent. It's not on anything else. It's not on cosmetic. It's nothing. It's on pure talent.
You take the looks away and you have nothing left to hide behind, right?
Yep. Other than, it is, I would say it is hard, regardless of if you're in a mask or not, to get away from being genuine. But yeah, it's pretty much pure talent, and being genuine is kind of the idea of, like, if you take the looks away, you got nothing else to kind of go off of.
Right. Absolutely. Take it away. Get it off the table.
Some artists wait to be discovered. Others step into the shadows and take their shot. Welcome to Mic Check Thursday, hosted by the host with the ghost, Bounceball Boogie. Every week, the boogeyman opens the gates, searching for the realest voices in the underground. No industry politics, no fake hype, just raw talent and honest feedback. Think you've got a hot track? For just 99 coins, submit your song and get one guaranteed play live. Get reviewed by Bounceball Boogie and the full panel of creatures from the Boogieverse. And if your sound hits different, you might earn something most artists never get: a personal invitation to a spotlight interview on the official Underground Nation podcast. This isn't a contest. This is a gateway to exposure, to community, to your next level. Join us live for Mic Check Thursday. Bring your track, bring your courage, and step into the Boogieverse. The underground is watching. Are you ready to be heard?
Is the underground scene really about community, or is it just another popularity contest with better branding?
Oh, I would 100% say it's not better branding by any means. But the underground scene is, again, I've been a part of the underground. I've been a part of the above ground.
Mainstream.
I don't know. Yeah, sure. I've been a part of both of them. Been a part of both kinds of shows. And no, but the underground, because most of the people who are running underground stuff are putting on a, couple $100 show. Whereas the mainstream are put on a couple thousand. Like, you can't fight against that, right? You can't fight against that in marketing. You can't fight against that in anything, right? So at that point, what do you have to rely on? Community. So yeah, no, I don't really think the underground is a popularity contest by any means, because at that point you've become mainstream. I do 100% believe that the underground is community. Some communities are good, some communities are rough, don't get me wrong, but that's how underground should always be. Is community.
Absolutely. I agree with that one.
I'm not saying if you have the money and you're underground, quote unquote, and then you have the ability to spend $1,000, go right ahead, as you should.
Make it rain. But make it rain on the community.
Everyone wants to, talk about it, talk about the underground thing. If you come up to a show that has, $40,000 in lights and lasers versus one that has a budget of $500, come on. We all know which one we want to go see.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe that is just me. But
maybe
it's just, if you're underground, your whole thought process, if you have to give out to the community, and just as the community comes and develops around you as well.
Absolutely. If NoFace didn't exist tomorrow, what part of you would disappear with it?
Everything. You wouldn't see me again. Like, if NoFace disappeared again, I don't do anything personal. I don't have any of my own personal stuff or anything along those lines out on the internet. If NoFace disappeared tomorrow, it would just, my entire identity would be gone. I put everything into this, as I said. So yeah, it would be, if NoFace, disappeared tomorrow, there wouldn't really be any way for people to be like, wait a minute, like, where'd he go? Like, who is, no replacing. Yeah, it would be, there would be, not like some of these other artists who, like, I feel like are masked and then have a personal, the side of everything, and they can be like, hey, like, let me go talk to them and whatnot. Let me go hit up their personal Instagram or anything along those lines. Like, I don't have any of that. So it's very much like, if it disappeared, it all goes, like, it's done.
Oh, that's it. One and done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Do you think people are losing their identity online?
Oh, that's a good question. Yes and no. I think people are losing their... That is a hard question. Gosh, dang, that makes me pause and think. Hold up.
Good.
There's a lot to this. You have the idea of being genuine, right? Which, as we all know, like, social media is never genuine. Unless there's the select few that do kind of post everything. And so you get to kind of see their whole life, which, at that point, it's like, okay, like, are we losing your identity? I don't think so. I think with how things are going, and, like, don't get me wrong, like, social media has definitely caused people to lose a lot of themselves and a lot of who they are and whatnot. Don't get me wrong, for sure. But I also think with today's day and age, that we have gone past that, and I feel like today's generation really has been using it more for the sense of pushing themselves out there, like being who they are out on, online. It's not some glammed up, you only see the nice parts of everything anymore. You get to see some of the bad parts, if that's how that person has set up their social media to kind of be ran. I know for myself, I kind of post everything, and I went through a kind of sad spout there for a while, and you saw some kind of sad things, and that's kind of how that works. And because I want to be genuine, and I want people to know that this is a safe space. My community that I've been pushing to build and everything is a safe space for anyone to kind of come from wherever they are. So yeah, I would say that there's very many levels to that question. So I don't think it's a very black and white, or are people losing their identity. I think it really is multifaceted.
Right. I could see that. I see more of like artists and the full-time vloggers and bloggers, like kind of what you're referencing, being more exposed and then therefore more prone to act one type of way versus what they would typically do if they didn't have the universe watching them. More in that aspect, are you going to pick your nose in front of a camera, or are you going to go in the bathroom type shit,
Well, yeah, I mean, I can understand that for sure, but I mean, at the same time, though, it's I don't think anyone in their right mind would just kind of be how they are, and when the world's watching. I think that's,
we would hope so. Good God Almighty, we would hope so.
I would hope that you're
manners.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like,
some manner.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, we be out here saying some stuff, and we're like, oh man, I hope no one's watching when I say that, or things along those lines, right? And it's just like, oh man, But it's just, when people are watching, it's like your grandparents, you don't want to swear in front of your grandparents, you don't want to say some nasty things in front of your grandparents, stuff like that, like, let me tell you what, I put my elbows up on the table, my grandpa's gonna, smack them off, sort of thing. So,
yeah. Everybody's got to mask up and act a little different at some point. That's in real life or online.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, I would say that if the world's watching and all these kind of bigger people, and they have a large amount of people watching, I would hope that they put on a better picture than what's going on.
Absolutely. What scares you more, being invisible or being truly seen?
I would say invisible. That is I mean, invisible is invisible by everyone. I mean, I think that there's a lot of things in my life and a lot of things in other people's lives that if you are not seen, things can go south real quick. I know that for myself. I know that with some of my own things is, it's that one friend, it's that one person that just goes, you know what, you're going through a hard time, you're dealing with some stuff, I'm going to at least just be here. Like, I don't know how to help you, I don't know how to kind of get you through, but I'm just going to be here. And that's just one person seeing you. Being truly seen, I've had that happen plenty of times, and people walk away, people don't walk away, that's okay. But yeah, I would say being invisible is the rough one.
Yeah, that's definitely something tough to deal with. Leading into a thoughtful question here, our final setup question. If someone listening right now feels lost, disconnected, or like they don't know who they are anymore, what would NoFace tell them?
That's a thing. I would NoFace would tell them that, honestly, it's going to be the most cliche thing, but it will be okay with whatever's kind of going on. And it is the most cliche thing, but also the fact that if you feel like you don't have anyone, if you think that, someone in your life has got to be able to be there, sort of thing, just don't give up. Like, there are days that are hard. There are seasons in our lives that are just rough times that we don't think are going to end, And I've seen that in my own personal experience, and other friends and whatnot. Like, that could go on for a year. That could go on for 2 years. That could go on for 3 years. And it's hard. Like, don't get me wrong. It is so difficult. But just know that eventually it will get better. It can't stay bad all the time. That's just not how life is. But that, whatever it is, whatever small thing it is that you can just hold on to, just hold on. Just wait for that next day. Take one day at a time. Take 1 hour at a time. Some days I've had those days where it's like, we just got to get through this hour. That's all we have to do. So yeah, that's just don't give up.
Don't give up. You guys heard it straight with your own ears. That was DJ NoFace. And honestly, one of the deepest conversations we've had on Underground Nation. If this episode hit you in any way, if it made you think, feel, question, or reflect, that means it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to DJ NoFace on all social media and streaming platforms. Support the underground, support the artists who still create with purpose. And don't forget to visit undergroundnation.com. Download the app today so you can unleash the noise and stay connected to real voices shaping tomorrow's culture. I'm Feral Minx, and this is Underground Nation Podcast. Stay loud, stay real, stay underground.
That was DJ NoFace right here on the Underground Nation Podcast, and what a ride! A huge shout out to NoFace for pulling us deeper into the mindset, the energy, and the meaning behind the music. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to NoFace on all social and streaming platforms so you can stay tapped in with everything he's building and every sound he's unleashing next. And if you're rocking with what we do here at Underground Nation, make your next move and head over to underground-nation.com. Download the app today whether you're a musician looking to get discovered or a listener looking to tap into real underground talent. Dive into our digital magazines, articles, reviews, and most importantly, explore all of our podcast episodes featuring the voices shaping tomorrow's culture. And for the artists out there, if you're ready to be heard, if you're ready to be featured, and if you believe your sound deserves a spotlight, send your music and submission info to ugnpodcast@gmail.com. This is where the underground gets louder. This is where discovery begins. This is Underground Nation.